students, and welcome to your digital photography orientation. I'm Mrs. Girot, and I do teach more than digital photography. I also am teaching fine arts A and digital arts. So if I'm always asking you, what class of mine are you in? That's why. So if you send me an email or send a text, it's always helpful if you let me know which class you're in. So for today's orientation, we are going to see where to find things, read the rules, go over this first week of school, and then you'll take the orientation quiz. So let's get started. Here we are at our class homepage. This is where announcements are kept. Make sure that you do watch the announcement. I might answer a question that you have. You never know. I want to show you the plan. First of all, when you go into this plan, I recommend that you switch it to week view. You probably by default are set up in an agenda view like this, and it just is a long, long list. It goes on forever. So the day view is helpful, though it does not give you the bird's eye view that the week view does. With the bird's eye week view, you can see everything that you have to do all week. And if your teachers are setting their courses up so that it shows up all day, you'll be able to see all day what all of your classes are doing. And we may have some new teachers that aren't familiar with setting up their plan like this, so it might make it a little more difficult for you. If you notice that their stuff is showing up down here and not up here, you are welcome to politely encourage them to talk to Mrs. Giroux about setting up their plan so it shows up at the top of the page like the other teachers. That does happen. The beauty of the plan is you can go in and select the different classes that you have showing up, and you can click the change calendar colors and you can color coordinate your classes any way you'd like. The other beautiful thing about the plan is when you hover over it, it will give you more information. So for example, on Monday, yesterday, it says no live class this week for digital photo. So that's kind of good to know, right? And then the first thing on your plan is the orientation and quiz. So you could click on that, and all you do is click more, and then it will take you directly to the assignment right from the plan. Isn't that lovely? Indeed it is. And then this is a breadcrumb trail. So you follow it back. And then the next thing on your plan would be to watch this. Click more. Watch, this is how we take tests in class. And so there's a little video here that you're going to watch. You're going to take this test and do these readings. And this video explains how I want you to do that. So that's the plan. Use it. Students who get all A's use their plans. Okay, now we're in the content. So otherwise known as table of contents, but you'll hear teachers saying it's in the content, and that's what they mean. So here's my contact information. That's the first thing that you're going to see is me and my lovely family, my cell phone right here. So if you didn't do this already from my video I sent last week, then pause now and put my cell phone number in your contacts and send me a text message that says, this is so-and-so, I'm in your digital photography class, and then I'll save your contact information in my phone. And then whenever you have a question, just shoot me a text. Here's my email. It uses my maiden name, Hart, instead of my married name, Terrell. Class is weekly on Mondays at 3 p.m. Here's the tech support line. So if you're ever running into technical issues, please don't procrastinate. Just call that phone number right away. The attendance hotline is here. If you have to miss school, just like any other school, you need to call and report your absence. UTVA High School website. This has answers to questions about pretty much everything, outings and all kinds of good stuff, dates, calendars. So that's where you can find that. If you're not sure, you could save that to your favorites. Camera requirements. The welcome video that I sent out last week talks about camera requirements. So if you didn't watch that, you can watch that here. GIMP down. This is something that we're going to be doing. We're going to be downloading GIMP. It's very important that you do that today. We'll talk about that. Here's a nice little video though that just shows you how to go about doing that. Class Connect recordings. All right, Ms. Girot will not be posting recordings in this folder like many other teachers do. I'll be posting them in my live class folders, which will be labeled by dates in the table of contents below. It's going to make more sense to me. This folder says no live class this week, so there wouldn't be a Class Connect recording. However, in week 2, you'll notice it has an August 28th live class. So that's where you would find the recording and the quiz in there. Notice the way I have my table of contents set up by weeks, so you can tell exactly where we're at. If perhaps you get behind or go on vacation and come back and you're not sure where you're at, just look for the dates and you'll know what's going on. Okay, so I said that we would go over the week 1 information. So here we are. We're in week 1. There's no live classes. We have an orientation and quiz. That's what we're doing right now. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this syllabus. So let's click on that. This is a contract. It's pretty important that you read a syllabus in every class that you take because it states your teacher's expectations and often gives you insights about what to expect in a class so that you're not feeling like you don't have any idea what's going on. So please read your syllabi. Got my contact information once again. Welcome to digital photography. We're going to learn to learn. We're going to learn to learn. Oops, typo. To do some really fun tricks in this class. You will submit 4 projects total. Your projects will be exhibited in my virtual art gallery, and you'll learn how to critique each other's and your own artworks. Live class is mandatory unless you're part-time and take classes elsewhere. Mondays at 3 p.m. Arrive early so that we can start on time. Be prepared to use your mics and whiteboard tools. 100% participation is the expectation, please. Reading assignments. Week 1 will have the heaviest reading load. There will be many weeks when we do not have any reading assignments. Yay! I loaded the readings up at the beginning of class so that we can get beyond the theory and just start making art. Okay, we're here to take pictures, right? Tests. All tests and quizzes may be taken open book. So please open a second browser and refer to any recordings or readings necessary to find the answers. Please do not guess on tests. That really frustrates me when students don't do their best to engage and learn. Of course, I'm a teacher, right? If you're not doing well on your tests, that's a clear-cut sign that you're not doing what you're supposed to do, or you may need to ask for help. Projects. You'll complete 4 projects that demonstrate specific learning outcomes. Be sure to read the directions carefully and text me if you have any questions. Download GIMP today at www.gimp.org. Why? Because we use it later in this course and you need to make sure your computer can support the program. Occasionally, students' computers will not support GIMP. There will be assignments that require you to use it. And if you don't want to find out in week 6, after it's too late to drop and add classes, that GIMP won't work for you. You don't, yeah, well, that's what I meant. You want to be able to get 100% on the assignments that require GIMP. So just download it today, okay? Okay. If for some reason you happen to be one of the unlucky ones who can't get GIMP to work on your computer, let me know as soon as possible. I'll troubleshoot with you, and if we can't get it to work, you may need to find another electives course today while we can still drop an ad, okay? All right, critiques. Please submit your work on time so that I can include it in the gallery exhibit and critique. Grading. I know that you get excited to see your grades. I do too, trust me. But please give me a week from the due date to grade projects. I have hundreds of amazing works of art to grade, and I like to make sure that you all get the feedback you deserve. I appreciate your patience and understanding. Tests are self-grading, so you'll be able to see your results right away. You may take tests again if you bomb them the first time. Do your best, though. You're here to learn, not guess. Communication. Please add me to your contacts in your cell phone. Send me a text message that introduces yourself. That might say something like, "Hi, Mrs. Girot. This is first and last name. I'm in your digital photography class." I will then add you to my contacts so that we can stay in touch. Text me if you ever have questions about anything. I try to answer quickly. Very important, people. Please do not leave voicemails on my cell. They sometimes don't show up, and often I cannot understand what the person is saying clearly. If I don't answer, just send a quick text saying, call me, or send me an email instead. I like to have a paper trail. It benefits us both. Academic integrity, cheating and plagiarism. This is really important. Say it with me. Don't cheat. Don't submit someone else's artwork as your own. That is what? Plagiarism. Do not attempt to upload anything to the Dropbox that is not your work to try to trick your learning coach into thinking you've turned your work in. That is cheating, and it won't be tolerated. I've been teaching here for 2 years, and even though I make this point really clear, every block I have at least one student who cheats or plagiarizes. And guess what? They always get caught. And it's really embarrassing to me that I have to inform their family, teachers, and the principal they cheated. Please let this be the first block where no one cheats. Please. Got it? All right. Repeat after me. Actually, say it with me. How about that? Let's say it together. Yes, Mrs. Girot, I will not submit someone else's work as my own, and I will never upload something to the Dropbox just to try to make it look like I'm working when I'm not. And if I could get your most honest virtual signature here, scribble, 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 and date. There we go. And that's our contract. Okay, so the hard part's done. Let's go ahead and go back to the orientation folder. So after you get done with this little video here, you are going to see a quiz in here. It's not there right now because I haven't created it, but you're just going to go back and take the quiz. Okay, the next thing in the orientation and quiz folder is to download GIMP. Okay, so why download GIMP? We just talked about that, right? This is a little video right here that you can watch. It's going to show you just basically that www.gimp.org website and kind of what to do when you get there, just in case you can't figure it out. And you can always send me a text, right? Okay, here we go. First week, reading and week 1 tests. Okay, let's go in here. So the first thing I would do, I just start from the top and work my way down. So I'm going to start here at the unit introduction, digital photography. There have been 2 great revolutions in photography since its invention in 1826. The first came in 1888 when handheld cameras and roll film were introduced. You no longer had to use bulky cameras on tripods with metal or glass plates. This allowed almost anyone to take photographs. The second revolution came in 1994 when the digital camera was introduced to photographers. In the decades since 1994, digital camera has replaced nearly all of the film cameras. The digital camera has moved photography from the darkroom to the computer. And while it may seem quicker and easier, there are some basic photography principles you have to know. In this course, you will learn about the digital camera, how it works, and how to use your digital camera. You will learn what you need to make your computer an effective digital darkroom and how to use your digital darkroom. The focus of any photography course, however, is the photograph. Photography is learned by doing. In addition to the quizzes at the end of each unit, you will have 4 photography projects, which will give you the opportunity to apply what you have learned. And yes, all of the images you produce for your assignments have to be school appropriate. What are photographs? We see them everywhere. Maybe we see them so much that we take them for granted. We see them in magazines, newspapers, and textbooks. We see them on t-shirts, television, on radio. Okay, B, maybe not on the radio, but on the billboards advertising the radio stations. They're online, on our cereal boxes, and on our cell phones. If we tried to count them all, we'd go nuts. Look around your workspace where you're doing your schoolwork and see just how many photographs or images you can count. Quite a few, huh? Introduction. Most photos are family pictures taken on vacation to help remember places and events and to share with family and friends back home. Look around you now. Do you see any photographs? Are they of people or places? What do you see in the photographs? Now, we've all taken photographs and it's simple, right? Just look through the little hole in the camera and push a button. When this kind of photography was new, one company's slogan was, "You push the button, we'll do the rest." Have you ever looked through all of the photographs you've taken, looking for a really good one, and wondered, what happened? So much for simple. It's easy to make a photograph, but it is hard to make a photograph that expresses what you want. What's the secret? As a photographer, you're a storyteller, telling the story to the people who will see your photos. It doesn't matter if the subject is the softball game, the family gathering, or the day you spent at the beach with friends. You are telling other people about it. And that is what this class is all about. Learning to use the tools and techniques of photography and to be the best storyteller you can. So let's get started. All right. So now we're in Unit 2. So we just finished 1.1 Introduction. Ding, mark that off your to-do list for today. Now you're going to watch This is How We Take Tests in This Class. You're going to click on that. I'm not going to watch it right here for you because that's something you can do on your own. And that's going to show you how to proceed through the rest. Okay, so that takes care of reading. There's going to be a reading assignment Tuesday. You'll have Unit 3 on Wednesday and Unit 4 on Thursday. And then for Friday, your assignment is just going to be camera practice, okay? And it says 1, get your camera out and start playing around with the settings. If you have a manual, read it. Practice taking pictures using different settings just to see what they do. And most importantly, start seeing amazing photographs in the everyday world around you. You're going to watch this video and start to develop your photo awareness today. There won't be any submissions this week, just practice. Okay, so that about winds it up. Let's just make sure we covered everything, showed you where to find things. We read the rules together. We went over the first week of school together, and now it's just time for you to go into that orientation and quiz folder and take the quiz. Okay, so if you have any questions, text me, right? And by the way, all of the pictures that were on this slideshow, these are all from students. You'll be taking pictures like this in no time. I'm super excited.